Hello everybody, and welcome to another one of my rare streams. I haven't really been doing it very as regularly as I used to, so I apologize, but that is just a factor of life. Little Bubs likes to move around, and she is very mobile these days. So I had a quick little request, to re-show how to do the importing once again. Um, so the general request was to use someone else's model. I generally don't really like using other people's stuff. So because I had already built this is a Swiftsure British naval submarine, nuclear powered submarine that is. I had built this and I had built the Valiant class at the same time without realizing it, mind you. And that was because when you look at the plans for the Swiss Shore comes up as improved Valiant. That is what's on their actual plans on their actual planning document. So I got mixed up. I then had to go and find the Valiant plans and remodified this whole into the Valiant, which I have already um, showcased in the progress section on the Discord. But I haven't done this one yet, and yeah. So main thing is, so here is the complete model with all its placements. Everything has already been separated. Everything is named. I'll just turn that on, so you can see that all the objects have been named. And yeah, so everything is in their positions at the moment, and this has been saved in here as my complete model. Then over in here, this is what I call my rigged model. It's rigged for all the animations. Now the general request was to show how to do this for aircraft. Submarines are very similar to aircraft with a lot of their moving parts and stuff, and how you set them up in the INI files. So this is very similar. So everything is all set up in here already. So we can see like my rudder, it's going to be rotating on that y-axis. If I really want a smoother rotation, I could potentially go and set it up, like rotate this, so this line here is like flat, but I don't feel like that's going to be necessary for this. So I think that's fine. So it's currently sitting on here. That's going to be the center point of it all. Same thing with this. And sometimes when you find you get little like funny rotations as well, the general problem is that you need to move that piece more into the center. Especially if you're finding you're getting a lot of off-axis rotations, which is difficult to explain. The movement files are a little bit interesting. And I've also set up all the hatches, which I've just named as tube 1, 2, and 3, blah blah blah. On the Swiftsure they have 5. Um, Again, I'm not doing anything fancy with this. The rotation animation for this will just be like say 40 degrees positive and 45 degrees negative, so to speak, so that they just rotate out of sight. Pretty much the same that's on the Valiant. But yeah, so now something I've just remembered to do. I gotta go into here, and what I need to do here is I've not set my scale. I have scaled it in here. So as we can see right there, the size of the Swiftsure is measured at 82.9 meters long, which I've done. But now what I need to do is export it into Unity scale, which I've forgotten to do entirely. And let me just grab the numbers. So that's the export scale number. So any object you get from, um, excuse me, any object you're going to import into Unity, that is the scale that Unity uses. So I've scaled it in real world meters, and now it's getting scaled down to Unity's units using this measurement. So I will just do that for that. And we go over into this one as well. And I need to go and do it for this one as well. Very important for the next step. Alright, now for the next bit, I like to use the OBJ rigger program that was developed by just another Ave some time ago now. He's been a bit distracted with, real life stuff and everything, but this alpha version works fine. I've been using it for ages. It's only got a few little bugs. So just click there. We just want to download this. Now, look, we get this little warning. Just click that bar and just go run anyways. It doesn't have a virus in it. It's fine. Now, it should be. Huh. Okay. I'll talk to Ave about that and tell them that, for whatever reason, this is not loading. It should just work. Hmm. Alright, well, I'll have to get back to that at another point. But this is what should be happening. You should get a command prompt pop up, get all this, and then we need to just go into here, go through all my files. Alright, we want to get the rigged, the complete, pumps out, close that, pumps out this output, and boom, we get this file. Okay, cool, that's handy. Now, next part, I need to make a folder. I'm gonna call it Swiftsure SSN. Minimize this for a moment. In here, I need my texture files. This is just how I do it. It keeps things nice and nice in one place. I need the rigged. Won't need that I won't really need that anymore. Just gonna go to my Valiant and copy this mat file. Come back in here. And I just gotta set up the pathways. Just gonna copy these. So this is just the my albedo or base texture or main texture, depending what you want to call it. Then this one here is the spectacular, or sometimes metallic, depending on how you want to work it, and of course the normal map that gives all the height data to the texture. So color, height, reflection. And now that is set up. The only thing I'm going to do now is just rename this file. I'll just call it that. Okay, that is done. Next part. Let's do this. Name all this. Delete that. Do that. Okay, that is now all done. Alright, now. So, for when you go and assign all your stuff, in this section here, there's a similar section in aircraft files where you can assign the control surfaces like your ailerons, elevators, rudders, all that stuff. You'll find something like this. So this is what you'll be looking for those sections. Now, I don't need to worry too much just yet about this stuff. Main thing I need to worry about is making sure that my systems are set to dummy, which they are. They currently have disabled it, so only one of these things is active, which is just this thing. I haven't got these all running on the Valiant yet. They're there, but they're not, if you understand. And then I don't need any of this stuff, because that is all from the old thing. We're going to name this to the folder, which was Swiftsure SSN, and then this is the OBJ file. Whenever you're including a brand new file into cPower, you need to make sure that you put the file extension on the end. You don't if you're working with vanilla game assets, you don't need to worry about the extensions because it's all in the asset bundle files. But when it comes to the stuff for external imports, you have to put that in there. Okay. Now, next part. We want everything to load in. Generally speaking, I didn't play with any of the rotations, so I can just delete all these rotation lines. They won't do anything. They have no purpose at this point. But what the OBJ rigger does, it produces these positions and rotations in order to get things to line back up. And I don't need this one. And another thing I like to do, just to make my life easier, just copy all of these over. I have talked to Ave about this a while ago about setting this file up so it just produces a document which you just copy and paste into here, which would be fantastic. Or even with some other controls where you can assign an import location. for the document to go into, it will automatically insert itself into a section of an INI file. That would be amazing. But, you know, not quite there yet. Okay. And I need that one. Okay, so next stage. All right, we've got all these points in here. The next part is we just need them. And the mesh is going to be that. And if you want to ever work this out, it's this stuff. So what's happening is, if you're never sure, is if you don't define the root object, what the root mesh is, it looks here in the it looks here for your pathing. If it's not in there and you're taking something from another file or anything like that, you need to add in a resource mesh folder, root mesh, and the material folder location. That's what you need to add in if you're going to put those in there. And we need to add in the map file, which I will, not that one. Let's copy that. Boom. And then it's just a bunch of copying. Well, pasting. And then I'm just going to put the names in. Nothing exciting here. Feel free to use Notepad++. It does offer more features than what the original Notepad does, as well as the dark mode, which is pretty good. It's just my brain is stuck. It doesn't like using new things too much. Like when you get so used to the workflow of using one particular program, it's hard to switch, especially when you're in your late 30s. Okay, so that's done. That's done. Next part, we're going back up to the controls. So here. Alright, so tail planes, where's the rudder? So that's rudder, that. Oh, that's all there. Okay. Alright, so Let's go rudder, mount 1. Using that, I just want to see all these. They just called front plane. And they're called R. I try to use the same name or convention, but hey, does not always happen. Okay, well, that is everything here done. Next step, load up CPAL. Because everything is currently sitting in the user folder, I don't need to worry about activating anything within the mod manager. If you do get a custom, if you do have a local mod installed, it just goes into the streaming asset folder. You just add info line. But not always, like I've got a few things in here that I've taken them off and the folder just shows up by default instead. Okie doke. Now, I have not set up any language files, which means it's going to show up as a missing file, which is here. And as you can see, everything is in its correct place. I mean, this is the carryover from the Valiant files. So just to fix that up, let's go back into here. Oops. That needs to go a little bit lower. So let's just set that to a 3 and make my life easier. I'm putting this on the second monitor for the second. F10. Respawn. Nope. Not enough. Almost. I could probably make my life a little bit easier by making it, by just chopping off the tail. But essentially you just try to inch it down. And almost there. It needs to go back up a little bit. And that is basically, that is pretty much in place. The other thing I need to do is adjust the scale. If you ever want to play with the scale of an object, there you go. You just add in the scale, put in your things, so X, Y, and Z, and you just adjust accordingly. And I am just doing a few little things, and as you can see, I pulled this from the from an LA class submarine. And this needs to just move down just that tiny bit. A little bit more. There we go. All of the sides of it are even without any clipping in them. So, cool. Now we just go.
Maneuvering eye.
Okay, so now we can see that the propeller is broken. It's just propeller. So go back up into here. Propulsion is here. It's set. It is. Okay. The mount is already set. So that should technically be spinning. I can't explain why that's broken at the moment. I will just copy this, go back up here.
Ahead flank.
That
Maneuvering
should be
eye.
spinning, I don't know why it's not. Alright, but let's go deep.
Make my depth. 800. Dive eye.
Now I do have lots of little artifact errors here that I need to
Make my depth.
fix up.
350. Dive eye. Turn to course. 052. Helm eye.
That's weird, let's just refresh. Oh, and while I'm doing that, I don't need this one open anymore. I need this one. I'm going to select everything. Now I forgot to do, to triangulate everything. Now if you don't triangulate, you're going to get errors. Like you're going to get artifacts appearing all over the model here and there. Especially if you've got cavities and stuff. So it helps to oops, doesn't go in there, goes in here. Now we go back to the encyclopedia.
Ahead flank. Maneuvering eye. Make my depth. 800. Dive eye.
You see how we've got these little marks here. Alright, so they are from this, and the main way to fix them okay, is to rebalance the normal map. Which is not really working. I did add extra topology around it, but topology, sorry. But it's still showing it. Looks fine in here. Okay. Oh, anyways, so these should all be animating. I'm not sure as to why they are not. If I go to the Valiant, she turns, she moves.
Make my depth 0. Make my depth 80. Ahead flank. Maneuvering eye.
And we can see her controls. They all move.
Turn to course 0, 4, 0. Hell my.
As to why the Swiftsure is not really working, I'm not sure. It's a little bit odd to me. Because everything's all linked up correctly. What I might need to do just go in here temporarily and just gonna borrow this from there and go into the language files, go to vessel, go to vessels. And we want the Valiant. And all we need to do now, copy that in here. Because I'm making a change to the language files and all that, you have to reload the entire game. That's just how that side of things work. Now, when I go in here, yep, there she is.
Ahead flank. Maneuvering eye.
And yeah, okay. I am not sure why the control surfaces are not working correctly. Oh, that's what broke it. Having that in there broke it. Okay. Well, in that case, I will just do this. And that is everything now.
Ahead flank.
Everything should all
Maneuvering
be linked up. Let's
Make my
dive.
depth. 80. Dive aye.
We can see some movement from the back.
Make my depth. 80. Dive aye.
Moving from the front. And we
Target
just
course.
check.
184.
Make sure the rudders
Hell
are
high.
turning, which they both are. Cool. And yeah, that is how essentially you're going to import an entire new model into the game. And like I said, the process that I just demonstrated for doing this submarine will work for aircraft. All the control surfaces and everything function the same. You just need to go and add them into like the control system of it. And if I go through and find my, let's just go and find one of the aircraft files I made ages ago. You just scroll down a bit, and then you got this. And when you do set them up, you can set the rotation axis of those points, with all the limitations and everything. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this is useful for a few people who are looking to import some stuff into the game. I will always encourage everyone to learn how to use Blender and to build their own models, but you know, we all have different goals and different time constraints on us, so it doesn't really bother me either way. But yeah, so I hope you all have a good night. Goodbye.